Our next panelist is CA Pramod Jain. He is a commerce graduate from Sri Ram College of Commerce. He is a fellow member of the ICAI. He is a fellow member of the Institute of Company Secretaries of India also. He is a fellow member of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India. He is a Bachelor of Law. He is qualified as an Information System Auditor. He is also member of All India Management Association. He is also an insolvency professional. He has also passed the certificate course on CSR of ICAI. He has also passed the proficiency self-assessment test for Independent Directors Data Bank. He has passed certification course NCFM of National Stock Exchange of India, that is NSC. He has also done certification courses CAAT and post-qualification certificate course on valuation of ICAI. A big round of applause for CA Pramod Jain, sir.
Pramod Ji, yeah.
Thank you, Shyamji. In fact, namaste to all. And in fact, it is a momentous occasion that for the first time, both the regulators, ICAI and NFRA, have come together for the single purpose of creating a better financial reporting ecosystem. And the work of this panel has been actually eased by our moderator for this session, Shyamji, because he said that technical would be the all earlier sessions, it will not be technical. So what my president sir said, that nothing technical in that, so we'll be just talking generally. So putting about the audit quality, my personal view, again personal view, nothing from NFRA or ICAI, that if I talk about audit quality, when the financial statements are prepared by the preparers in true and fair, and the auditors give their opinion that it is true and fair, and ultimately the stakeholders believe and they are more confident that yes, they are actually true and fair, that is a pure audit quality. That I will, in a crux that I will say. Thank you.
Discussion, which is in our title, Global Benchmarks, right? So the international landscape, as we all know, is changing, tremendously fast, and the global benchmarks define the, audit quality today. And I want to ask the esteemed panelists, so what can we in India learn from those, global benchmarks?
Yeah, thank you, President sir. In fact, yes, very rightly said. Yes, Indian standards, Indians are actually at the global benchmark, I agree. And yes, the bigger firms have already done it, but yes, the smaller and medium firms have to catch up. Yes, they have to enhance, no doubt about that. And they have to shift from the reactive and checklist driven approach to proactive and risk management based, and embed the technology out there. And the main thing, if I tell about the small and medium firms, they need to enhance and benchmark them, not only globally, but first I will say, because globally it is already there from the bigger firms. And for that, the Center for Audit Quality has already brought one very excellent tool, I would say, not tool, but yeah, maturity model, the Audit Quality Maturity Model version 2.0. I'll request each and every firm to self-evaluate them, because they will come to know what are the benchmarks. So unless they know what is to be done, they won't be able to do. So these, on that level, when you self-evaluate, you'll come to know, okay, these are the areas which the bigger firms are already doing, let us also do that. So at least when you know what is to be done, that can be done. So bigger firms, India already doing, the small and medium, few are doing, but I'll request everyone to do, so that when we say Viksit Bharat 2047, then everyone has to be to arise to that level. Only that part I'm saying. Thank you.
I would request the panel to dwell and give their views on what are the gaps in audit practice, or I can put it the other way also. What is the scope for improvement for the Indian audit practitioners? How do you look at it?
Thank you, President sir. In fact, if I talk about the audit quality in India is good, no doubt about that. Otherwise, you know, about all business entities, corporates, PSUs, banks, etc. They all have been auditing, and they together have brought India to the fifth largest economy over the past 75 years. If the audit quality was not good, it would not have happened. Right, but that, yes, it is not that there are not frauds in India or abroad. Abroad also there are frauds. It is not there. If there were no frauds or there were no non-compliance globally, there was no requirement for any regulator. अगर fraud ही वहाँ नहीं होता, there was no requirement. There is also there. So saying that only India has, other countries is not having, that is not correct. But yes, improvement is required here too. If we see just a comparison, actually what happens, annually I would say there would not be more than say 100, 200 frauds which are reported out of 60 lakh audits of financial statements done in a year. If you take a percentage, that is less than 0.002 percentage. But actually what happens, I was having one of the sessions with one of the fraud investigators, and there they were saying, when I showed them the audit report and reasonable assurance, Pramod, you are talking about only chartered accountants. But I'm not, it is not about that. So I just asked them one single question. Sir, in your view, all the IOs and all, they were there, how many companies are there in India? They said 2,000 to 3,000. I go, no sir, at that time they were 18 lakh. Just because the cases which come to them, which are a fraud, they feel that every auditor is wrong. Same thing actually happens with every regulator. Say, in ICAI we have got disciplinary committee. In disciplinary committee, over the past 6-7 years, we have decided on around 1,500 cases. Out of which 700 we have punished. So if we see, out of which maybe 200, 300 would be related to audits. So if we sit there all day, we say, "Arey, sare ye galat kar rahe." Because the cases which come to us are only of those persons. So that mindset sometimes comes with the all regulators and investigators, right? But yes, again, gaps to be filled, very, very important. Again, as I said earlier also, if India has to become Viksit, it won't be able unless our SMPs rise to the occasion. And yes, they have to their own good practices. And because what is happening, from our smaller firms, articleship is done by the chartered accountants. And if they are not strengthened, the CAs who become, the articles who become CAs from there, they go to the industry and the bigger firms. So their level is not up to date with the bigger work they can do. So in my view, these SMPs, every SMP has to strengthen and improve their audit quality. Because ultimately they would be serving to the higher ones or going further. And of course, just to give an example, we had today's session talking about ECL. Yeah. SMPs, they don't know, because many, apart from say 27, 28,000 companies, all other 60 lakhs, I would say, have to follow AS. So ECL, those who are following, they may be doing. But in the AS system also, there is a system of provision for doubtful debts. So at least if that is done at the ground level, they will get into the habit of a better representation in the financial statement. So that I feel should be done at the ground level. And also just want to say that various tools free of cost has been issued by the Center for Audit Quality, like simple materiality, determining materiality, download free of cost. Download it, put certain figures, the materiality levels would be there. And of course you can change. Then you have got a tool for engagement letters. All, actually you have it. Why I'm talking, because it would be there later on also on the ICI TV and the YouTube. So anyone can see, please download those tools, engagement letters, you type certain particulars, and on a click of mouse you can have 100 engagement letters ready. Of course, that can be very dependent on case to case of the audit only. Then we have got a very important tool for all the standards of auditing review and compliance. Beautiful tool. Why I'm saying, if that is done at the SMP level, the bigger firms are already doing. If it is done at the SMP level, my audit quality will improve and enhance like anything. And of course, AQMM, I already tell, even the basic certification, because it has to be inbuilt into our minds, a tool for issuing of certificates. That is the basic, na, which we try. And everyone relies on a chartered accountant certificate. So please download those tools and give a strengthening to our assurance practices. What we have seen in FRRB and others also, QRB also, QRB I would say specifically, where the listed companies are not being reviewed. Even if the audit is done by the top 20, 50 firms, and audit is of other than listed entity, there is a variation in audit quality. So what I want to say that please have integrated that habit that every audit has to be taken to that level. So only if that is done, then the audit gaps can be actually bridged. Thank you. Thank you.
Conclude, Chartered Sahab, Pramod Ji and Nikhil Ji. Now there are a lot of expectations from the stakeholders, right? And change needs to be a coordinated approach, right? And today's experiment is one of that, right? So I want to know your specific, what could be the ways and means to satisfy these stakeholders. It all again boils down to the quality and the aspects that we spoke. So what else can be done to ensure that the stakeholders, whether they are the users or the investors, creditors or regulators, how they can be made to understand that yes, the practitioners have it in them and they are the best in the profession.
In fact, I'll just supplement to what Professor said. All these fraud investigators actually, what is feel again personal views of people that when they see that okay, that auditor is not colluded with that fraud or NPA, they try and find out something into the auditing things so that they can tell someone okay, some action has been taken on someone. It should be basically if they are involved in fraud, so that otherwise all audit ICAI and NFRA, they are there. Of course, they pick out that and then send to the ICAI and NFRA only. But again, their role should be post fraud. Actually, otherwise the fear is too large on the members. Now here, just to say further talk upon this subject. From the stakeholders, we need a very good support, especially the central government. Why? Now, what is happening that many of our members do very good audit. They even qualify. When they qualify, say suppose of a company, I'm not talking about the other proprietorship, partnership, LLP and others. So if they qualify in a company, then certain non-compliance is there. So what action has been taken on those preparers by the relevant regulator, I would say regulator, Ministry of Corporate Affairs? To our knowledge, to my knowledge, I have not read anything. Despite issuing qualifications, if an auditor issues an MOC in the bank, what is actually experienced by others, the next year, either he will not be given that audit or the audit will be given, the fee would be lower. So that discourages, that will not lead to good audit quality. That will not lead to good audit. So that hand holding is required. Even if I talk about whether it is ICAI or NFRA, where it is the auditor is held guilty for not reporting that the financial statements were not true and fair, the auditor is punished and should be punished. No doubt about that. But what action has been taken on that company? I have not heard. ICAI has sent to the ministry, but we have not heard. We are not aware whether any action has been taken on those preparers or not. I don't know about NFRA whether they have sent and they have received any communication. But again, when auditor is held guilty by the preparers, they should also not be punished. Whatever is the law, not beyond that. But again, we require that strength. If auditor is doing good work, should be appreciated, and because if any action is taken on those preparers, the message will go loud and those preparers would be taking audit very seriously. Today what they say, kar lo na, qualify karoge, jo hona tumhara hona, hamara to kuch hona nahi. So that is the biggest, I would say, take if you can take that. Yes. And also, many a times what happens, a case is held that the audit of a listed or a pie has been done by a person who has just qualified, say 1 year experience, and they said nothing is to be done. You know, there is a provision under the Companies Act, section 139, subsection 11, read with the rules, rule 3, that the board of directors or the audit committee, wherever it is, they have to look into the experience and qualifications or the expertise required, which is commensurate with the commensurate with the scale of the company. So, where did in those cases seen that where did the management saw that experience and the expertise commensurate? Because it is that responsibility. No, these things, if the central government looks, I am very sure the things which are happening, it can be further improved, right? Then again, last point into this. Currently, everything is very fine, but in the coming years, there could be a issue. What issue? Up till now, basically what is there, that every entity have to follow the prescribed accounting standard and the auditing standard. Companies, we know 2 set of accounting standards, Ind AS and the Companies Accounting Standard Rules 2021, all others the accounting standards issued by ICAI. Now, various acts which are now established, which are now made in the parliament for particular sectors, those acts says that we will have our own accounting and auditing standards. Like currently LLP, then I've found multiple cooperative societies, electricity. How many set of accounting standards and auditing standards would be there? How will the preparers and the auditors do that audit? Then where is the standardization? The standardization could lose. We have to tell to the parliament that every act should not provide their own accounting and auditing standards. Sir, then worldwide it is nowhere. Here, I have seen in various acts, they are having their own. Till date, they have not prescribed, but they have started asking the questions. When it came to us, when I was the ASB chair, or in the other, I told them, sir, you need not have your own accounting standards or auditing standards notified. Have that of already published by ICAI. But putting that into different acts will actually lead to confusion in the longer run. So that somewhere has to be conveyed. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I also, on behalf of ICAI, the Center for Audit Quality Committee, and the Pune branch, and of course all the members, participants here, thank actually NFRA for conceptualizing such a joint program for the first time, and which will take us to in the long run on a very positive note, especially the chairperson of the NFRA, Nitin Gupta ji, and of course Sham Tong ji did a splendid minute to minute, second to second. He was working, Arun ji, again the whole NFRA team. So on behalf of all of us, we really thank you, and thanks to all the speakers and the organization. Thank you very much.